Okay, so we have hit the far southeast corner of the Singing Horse Ranch. You can see down there is the pole barn. And just checking fences up here because it thins. You can tell this is a well-worn path, and the neighbor's cows would be here. So we want to keep an eye on this fence line. And I came here and look at that. Now you can see from the end here that this has been repaired once before, but it now does not reach. So what we need is a patching piece of wire, which of course I didn't bring anything with me. I wasn't doing fence repair today, but got to think like the farmers think. And I thought, oh, I wonder if there's some, this is a bit messy. Let's see if there's anything over here. And sure enough, I found a piece that was very easy to unhook. And this looks to be exactly the right size to be the patch between those two. And I can fix this super easy, no tools required. I got my handy dandy leather gloves, which I never go walking without because the horses also like me to scratch with them. The seams are actually better than my fingers for scratching. So I'm just gonna basically fix it the same way this one's done. So you see how he's made a loop with the barbed wire and then twisted it back on. Here, let's bring it out from there. He's made a loop with the barbed wire and twisted it down so that the loop is going to stay intact. So I'm going to do exactly that with this and join it to here. So I'll show you what, I can't obviously film and work at the same time, but I'll show you what it looks like as soon as I'm done. Okay, so this was the original loop that we had. And I took my length of fixer twine and I've looped it around here. It would probably be ideal to do one more loopy of that. I'll see if I can because I left it pretty short because I didn't know how much I had here. But when I take this end and I put it through, okay, so I taken the other end and looped it through this wire. And here's a little tip. This wire already naturally has some bends in it, right? So instead of trying to force it, why don't I just go with what's already there and twist it around following the bends that are here? But I think, see, now this is a call to me. Do I go, well, I've got one really good twist here. Maybe I can also pull this one back and that'll trap it because I don't want to untwist this one and make it longer, and because I'm lazy that way. So I think I'll just finish twisting up this and I'll either twist this one or I'll twist this one more to secure it, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, and now we have our line all fixed and repaired. Now, you might look at this and go, well, you didn't get it very tight. No, I did not. And I did that on purpose. Why would I not want this line tight? Why would I not want this line tight? Because it is the top line. So anything that's falling out of here is going to hit here. And if there's no give, it could take down your whole post line, or at least 2 to 3 to 4 posts in a row. Then you've got a lot bigger problem than just a stretched or cut wire. So I never do the top lines tight. So here's what I did over here. I bent this one back and I did this one another turn because I say I'm lazy, but I'm more anal retentive than I am lazy. And then this one, I tucked that in a little bit, followed the bends in the wire, and got that one secured. So this is now really well secured, but again, not too tight, because if something's going to fall on this, it's guaranteed. It's the top line with just a solid wodge. This is a woodlot, right? So no one's going to be in here. There's no cattle grazing in here. Nothing's going to happen except for a nice big windstorm that takes some more branches down on these top wires. So that's why I'm not making them tight. And there you go. DIY. No tools, just my leather gloves. Absolutely invaluable. And there's no synthetic material that compares to leather. I have no issues working with barbed wire or thistles or burdock or anything with leather gloves. So much thanks to the deer who provided those gloves for me. And yeah, we'll continue checking the rest of the fence line. So perfect example here of what I was talking about. You've got branches and stuff coming down on the top wire, and this piece of wire here reminds me, when you are working out here, if you've got some extra barbed wire, don't bring it back with you. Just loop it around like this. The horses and the cows won't touch it. They know what barbed wire is. They're not going to like stick themselves on it. Again, because they're in a wild environment, they're not stable domestic horses, so they have an intelligence that stable domestic horses do not. And this is totally safe. No one gets injured. So again, here we have another. You got an extra piece? Leave it here. Then you don't have to carry stuff around with you so much, because you know you've left pieces, you know, along your fence line. And if you come out here and you see a break, you know, okay, I'll just walk for a bit. I'll probably find something. Okay, so here's another little fencing trick I want to show you. Not that, but so I was walking along here and I saw a whole bunch of small tree, you know, young trees that died and fell on here. So I pulled out the ones I could and I chucked them far back in the woodlot there. But for these ones, they're all anchored pretty firmly into the ground, and as you can see, they are going to sprout again, and they're gonna, this one too, they're gonna keep growing. So they were all sitting up here on top of the top wire, pushing it down to about here. So instead of crawling in there and getting a chainsaw and cutting them off, I'm going to work with these natural trees. And I've already done it with some of them. Can you see what I've done? I've moved them underneath my barbed wire. So as it grows, it's going to support my barbed wire to stay upright instead of being on the top and pushing it all down. So I left this one because I'm going to show you guys. So these two up here are on top of my barbed wire. So I just want to push it all the way to one side, and then I'm getting it under the barbed wire. I'm going to let this one go. That one's down now. It's got a branch under here. Let's pull it through. This one still isn't, because it's got a branch up here that's still stuck. So, oh, ended up breaking that off. Oh, that's interesting. What is that? Looks like, I don't know what that is. Is that like another plant that's grafted onto the bottom of the leaf and is growing, or is that part of the tree? Wow. Let go. Okay. There we go. So now, what's left on top of my barbed wire? Nothing. Everything's underneath. And as it grows, it's going to support my barbed wire to stay in place. Now, where's that little... Where are you? What are you? It's so interesting. Oh, it's part of the tree. Look, there's its little stem. So this must be this tree's seed pod. Wow. Never seen. Oh yeah. Here's another little one. There's another little one just growing. It's coming out of like the center of a leaf. That's why it looks so weird. I wonder what tree that is. Every day, another mystery.